I'm very excited to welcome Jeff Reed, Vice President of GKE and Anthos at Google Cloud. Welcome, Jeff.
Hey, Prashant. It's so great to be here.
All right. Jeff, let's start off with some of the big trends as you as a cloud provider are seeing in this space, and particularly how Google Cloud and your team is helping customers make that transition.
Yeah, sure. So a few trends, and I think these are ones that probably most people will be familiar with. So one is like hybrid's really important. We recently did a study. 78% of respondents said that hybrid is either a must-have or a very strong factor in terms of their decisions around cloud. So as much, I'm all with you, and everything you said in the trends in the opening is correct. But I think customers are still working through how do I take years of development and applications, et cetera, they have on-prem, bring it to the cloud, how do I do that effectively, et cetera. So that's one that we see continuing over and over in basically every customer I talk to.
That's great, Jeff. And Cisco and Google have had some long-standing strategic relationships, right? So from your perspective, what do you think are some of the benefits of our joint customers get because of our partnership?
Yeah, so one of the great things about what Cisco and Google can do together is go back to that conversation on hybrid. Cisco's been a leader in networking for decades, not a leader, the leader in networking for decades. And what I see Cisco doing and working with Google is really how do we enable that hybrid model? There's decades of data and applications, et cetera, in customers' environments. And Cisco's really driving great options around connectivity. And so you see like an example is the work that Cisco SD-WAN team has done with the Google Network team in the Network Intelligence Center at Google to try to make it really simple for you to get connectivity to the right resources securely, both on-prem, cloud to cloud, et cetera. Like Cisco's really enabled that. And so again, it allows those customers that are looking to make this transition, but may not be making it all in one fell swoop and really take advantage of all the assets they have on-prem. And similar thing in terms of what you see Cisco doing around areas like HyperFlex and working with the Google Anthos team, running Anthos on HyperFlex. Really, it's all about, I think Cisco's done this great job about ensuring there's flexibility and choice from the customers, and knowing that like the network has never been more important than it is now, because all the applications, the data are increasingly going to be spread out across the environment.
That's really interesting, Jeff. And we've had these conversations with our customers, right? So when it comes to this deployment model, what do you think is that balance between when customers should go and choose a cloud-specific development versus a cloud-agnostic, cloud-neutral architecture?
I think there's this tension, right? And I think what both Google and Cisco are trying to do is how do we reduce that tension as much as possible, so you can go to a more agnostic model, but not end up with a least common denominator problem of I can't use all this great and interesting technology because I need to be agnostic across. And I think both companies, you look at the way that each is really kind of over its history has embraced standards, has embraced open source. I mean, so much of Cisco kind of set the standards around networking, and Google's, if you look at a lot of the cloud technologies, it started as open source a lot from Google. And so we both embrace this idea of, can you get this model whereby you can use things like that so that you can get a great outcome, but still have a degree of kind of agnosticness, if that's a word, to your decision making.
That's great, Jeff. Hey, thank you for sharing those insights, and thanks again for your partnership.
Oh, my pleasure. And thanks so much for having me.